What's up everybody? Just finished a new book, No BS Marketing to the Affluent, third edition by Dan S. Kennedy. No holds barred, take no prisoners, guide to getting really rich. Took me way too long to finish this book actually. I've been reading a bunch of books. I have a bunch of books here actually in my shelf right now that I haven't finished. Started to kind of play around with reading a bunch of books at the same time. Don't really recommend. In a sense, if you read the first chapter every book, if you order like 10 books and you read the first chapter of every book, in a sense you get a lot more ideas that way than just sitting down to read one book, but it also kind of messes up your focus on the one book. So I'm getting back to just finishing these books one by one. I think better. Listening to a lot of audiobooks as well, by the way. If you listen to audiobooks or books, let me know in the comments which one are you into. Do you listen to audiobooks, and do you listen to, or do you read books? And let me know also, do you read a lot of books at the same time, or do you just finish one at a time? I think the recommendation in general is like the book One Thing says, like do one thing at a time, don't multitask. But anyways, yeah, I've been getting more into audiobooks lately. It actually takes a lot of time to like read some books. Like audiobooks are great. I think it's really important. Sorry for not getting into the summary and the review of this book yet, but just I think important to know this. Important recommendation is to read books one at a time, but also like figure out which way you learn better. Do you learn better reading, or do you learn better listening to audiobooks? I think there is huge benefits to audiobooks. Like think about it, if you're reading a book, you have to just like read the book. You're not gonna drive the car and read the book at the same time. You're not gonna go to the grocery store and read a book while you're grocery shopping. You're not going to cook and read a book at the same time. You're not at the gym reading a book at the same time. It's a huge benefit to being able to listen to an audiobook when you're at the gym, when buying groceries, when driving. So there's just a part of me that really wants to collect these books. I don't know, I have like over 200 books, maybe like closer to 300 books now. They're not all here, I have some in Finland also. It's just, I think I like to collect these real books, but I'm kind of shooting myself in the foot at the same time because it's just so much more efficient to listen to audiobooks. But on the other hand, if you read a book, sometimes you can comprehend maybe a little bit better if you just focus on the book and not like doing something else at the same time. Anyhow, let's get into this book. So first Dan S. Kennedy book that I read, there's actually a whole bunch of these books that he has written. There's sales, marketing, pricing, time management books. This book is about 300 and so pages, 340 or so pages. Has a lot of, I mean, it doesn't actually have a lot of illustration and everything, but it's a pretty easy read in the end. I think really valuable stuff from cover to cover. Not a lot of like extra fluff to kind of make the book longer. So yeah, having said that, I read a lot of books at the same time, and this took me from, I think I started reading this book like in September or something, so now it's December. So I kind of start to forget, of course, some of the, it's not so fresh in my mind, the stuff from the beginning, but yeah, the main idea of this book, of course, is to target the rich people. The main problem with a lot of companies is that they're targeting people who don't really have money. So you can imagine how good that can go, especially if you have expensive products. So this is a very valuable book if you are selling some high ticket items, programs, products, luxury goods. If you're trying to sell something that costs a lot of money, you have to find customers that have the money to pay for it. And this book is perfect for that because it helps you kind of identify where those people are, relate to them better. It talks a lot about like what rich people do. Like some of us don't really relate to the really rich people, like what they value the most. Like for example, usually the rich people value speed, they value time, they value their time a lot. So if you can do something faster, they value that a lot. And they value status. Like if you think about luxury goods like Lamborghinis or Gucci clothes, Louis Vuitton clothes, you're not buying something that you're not making like someone like Warren Buffett wouldn't think that this is like a good buying for value. You're buying status. You're buying a car that doesn't cost 200,000 to make. You're buying you're buying a jacket that doesn't definitely cost 2,000 to make, or a bag costs them like a fraction of it. But you're buying the status. And then yeah, he talks about like how most wealthy people obviously are older people. Young people don't have the time to, unless they inherit money, they don't have the time yet to become that rich. So usually they tend to be older people. And I think he talked about kind of, did he talk about in the beginning kind of like how the middle class is no longer like that wealthy. So if you target the middle class, you're not really targeting people who have that much extra money to spend. So you have to target like the ultra rich and the really wealthy people. Then he, I think, interesting mention there was also like how the do I say it even right? LGBT community, LGBTQ something. Anyways, the gay people, etc., can be actually a profitable market. Also, they tend to have more money for whatever reason. I think the joke with memes that I have been seeing is that because they don't date women, that's why they have more money. But anyways, I think this is a huge market that people don't really tap to because they're like, what is the term? Like they're afraid of gay people or whatever. Like because they're so uncomfortable with that type of people that they leave a lot of money on the table because they don't target those people, they don't serve them, they don't know what they desire, they don't understand them. So if you can understand that market also, gays, lesbians, etc., if you understand what they want, and if you can serve them as people like any other customer, as normal people, like you don't have this kind of phobia or something of them, then there's a huge market. And I've seen that in my business as well, actually, that they can be really great, loyal customers, and for some reason, again, they tend to be wealthier than straight people. I don't know why. Then, well, maybe that's not the case in any case, but there is certainly, in every case, but there's certainly a lot of wealthy, like gay men, probably women as well. But anyways, that's it on that topic. There's what else? In the end, he talks about pricing is super important. These things kind of go hand in hand with like what Alex Hormozy teaches. His book, I think Dan Kennedy was kind of like a mentor to him. I think he learned a lot of things from him, not like an actual mentor, but I think he learned from his books and videos and everything. But yeah, pricing is super important, that you don't like price too low and so on. Actually, with wealthier people, it tends to be the opposite, like what you would think, that they don't want to buy cheap. They want to buy something because it has a higher price. They don't want to buy the cheap because it implies that it's not going to be good customer service, it's not going to be good quality, it's not going to be fast delivery. Again, that's what you value. If you're going to sell something luxury or something more expensive, I think you have to have fast delivery. You have to have really like that kind of red carpet service, really good customer service, and great results. Be really good at what you do, or good quality product. And mentions about social media. Problem with social media things with these books, social media is always changing. So I tend to kind of speed read through a lot of the social media stuff. Or I mean, not necessarily speed read, but it's usually not so relevant. What else? There's a lot of chapters in this book. Yeah, you need to learn about like what are people spending money on, the ultra wealthy, and like where to find them. Yeah, using direct mail, social media. Yeah, he spent a lot of time in this book talking about like what they spent money on. Money spent on at home, money spent on bling, money spent on liberty, money spent on experiences, dining out, travel. Yeah, I think that's the main ideas from this book. So I highly recommend. Good book, especially if you are a business owner, salesperson, you're trying to find better quality customers who can afford what you're selling. So that's it. Thanks for watching. and catch you in the next video.